With the club finished, I start to weigh my options. Stick around longer or start heading home. Before I can begin to decide, Sayori comes up to me. Hey, do you want to grab some food on the way home? I'm thinking of grabbing myself some food, but you can tag along if you want. Meanie.
Sayori, can you come over here for a second? There's some club business I need to discuss with you. Oh, alright.
The mention of club business seems to excite Sayori, who is probably still riding the high of being vice president.
Sorry, be right back. It's official club business.
I know, I was there too. With nothing else to do but wait, I'll walk over to the desk I placed my bag at and begin grabbing my things.
Hello, secretary.
While I'm reaching for my things, Yuri walks up to me. So this is what it feels like to be popular. Also, Yuri's way more forward. This is weird. What's going on here? Why is Yuri so forward? This isn't Yuri. It's only been like a week? How long has he been in the club? How long has he been here? 2 weeks? 3? How long has it been? There's a time scoot between 3 and 4. Okay, so how long has it been? 3-ish? So, 3 weeks. Okay, he's been here for 3 weeks? Okay. Yuri walking towards him, it makes sense then. Alright. Because I was about to say, I was like, god damn! Well, it didn't take them that long in the base game. Yuri never really came up to you in the base game. It was just to share poems, I thought. I thought you always went up to Yuri. As far, I mean, granted, I am not a god at knowing the Yuri route of the base game. I don't play it. I don't played it like once, man. I don't fucking know what happens. You shared a book. I know you did, but who enticed that? Didn't you start that? Or did Yuri start that? In the base game, poems is the only thing MC starts. So does Yuri actually walk up to you? Yuri route be like, I did not know Yuri route is talking to Jeff Goldblum. I don't remember. Why does no one remember? Now someone in the fucking comment section, like, months later is gonna be like, don't worry, Zero, I got you when I already know the answer. I'm sorry, that is no way a shot to people in the comment section. I just find it funny. So this is what it feels like to be popular. Oh, what's up, Yuri? I don't like this MC. He just said what's up. He went down on my MC tier list.
Nothing much. Were you planning on heading out?
Yeah, there isn't really much a reason to stick around since we're done for the day. Why? Did you need anything from me?
Nothing in particular. I just felt like speaking to you some more, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah. I don't mind talking to you at all. Your straightforward nature completely catches me off guard. Okay, at least he pointed it out too. She giggles slightly, probably relishing in how flustered I am, before taking a seat in the desk next to the one I'm standing in front of. Okay, Monica just confirmed it. She doesn't. You always walk up to her until Act 2. Okay, so she really doesn't have... Okay. Well, no, we weren't confirmed, because this wasn't anything saying, like, this mod doesn't make sense. We were just saying, because someone said, well, Yuri walks up to you in the base game, and we were like, no, she doesn't, because she doesn't know you. It's only been 3 days. So we were like, okay, yeah, it's been 3 weeks in this mod. All right, that makes sense. Yuri coming up to you isn't exactly a... Coming up to you being straightforward makes sense. It's been 3 weeks. She's used to you by now. She's like a dog. Yuri's like a poodle. So, were you thinking about sticking around longer?
I was, yes. Probably not for too long. I don't want to be a bother to Monica. But the club room would make for a nice place to read.
The library not good enough anymore?
Not since we first met, no. Every time I've gone recently, I get weird looks and lots of students try and start conversation with me. It's very overwhelming.
Sorry.
Don't worry about it. It's not as if I can't use the library at all, it's just difficult to read when you've got so many people trying to get your attention. There was also a group of girls asking me for your name in class, so...
Got it. I'm sure to stick out in a place as desolate as a library, even with my natural invisibility. Oh well, not like I ever went there anyways. Speaking of reading, you got through that book. Speaking of reading, you got through that book in a pretty short amount of time. I hardly made it halfway through Act 2 in mine.
You think so? The Great Gatsby isn't terribly long. I actually finished it the day I started it.
You're much more focused than I am. I think it took me all of Saturday just to finish Act 1. Though, that must have been because of Sayori's constant bothering me. Though that must have been because of Sayori constantly bothering me.
Sayori? What was she doing?
Nothing specific. It was just overall weekend. It kept prying my attention away from reading. Surprised she found time to read her book between antagonizing me. Yuri looks away from me and stares intensely at a nearby desk. Her eyebrows furrow, showing an expression of deep concentration. Did I say something? Oh no, now is she? Oh no! Now she's gonna have conflict with Sayori! Now it is going back and forth! No! There truly is a back and forth now. Yuri and Sayori are fighting for our affections? I didn't know we were already playing Blue Sky Sayori route. At least I think I heard Yuri's your rival in that route. I'm actually not sure. I heard like Blue Skies has like rival routes. Has like route rivals. Apparently I think they said Yuri was Sayori's. Or something on the Sayori route. Didn't know we were already playing Blue Skies. Did I say something? All of a sudden, it hits me. Both metaphorically and physically, since I crashed my head downwards into my desk.
How the hell did I expose myself twice?
First to Monica, now to Yuri? Maybe Sayori's not the problem after all.
Excuse me if I'm being too intrusive, but what was Sayori doing at your place the whole weekend?
You are being intrusive, actually. You're kind of being very intrusive. That's like none of your business. Sayori's my friend? Yuri must have been thinking over her words, as when she finally speaks up again, she drops a bombshell of a question on me. Of course, I can properly explain the truth, but it's so idiotic, it'll just seem like an excuse. The only tactic that might work would be asking Sayori to help back me up, but even that's almost guaranteed to fail. Well, with no other options, I scratch my cheek and carefully pick my words. Well, after you left, Sayori was really worried about me, so she offered to look after me for the weekend.
That seems like a disproportionate reaction, don't you think? All you had was a black eye. Would she really make such a fuss over something as incidental as that? Have you met Sayori? There's no hint of hostility in her voice, but despite that, the more she pries, the less sure of myself I become. I know, right? I told her that on Friday, but she wasn't budging. I even tried locking the door on her, but she crawled through a window. I'm so screwed. The story was already ridiculous, and including that window detail makes me sound less credible. If I'm lucky, Yuri will be convinced of my conviction. Ah, assistant.
Monica walks up to the two of us, sporting a knowing smile. I start praying to a higher power that she doesn't make my situation worse. At the very least, this might work as a good segue out of this conversation.
I see your eye is mostly healed.
Oh, yeah. Not as much as I thought it would, though.
Give it some more time. It'll be back to normal before you know it. Then maybe Sayori will stop being so restless. She even spent the weekend texting me about you.
She did? I displayed a bit more excitement than I should have, but I'm unable to keep the gratitude I feel for Monica pent up.
Yeah, she seemed really concerned about it.
Yuri seems to take the added details confirmation from my words and turns to me with a softened expression.
Sorry about being skeptical, Secretary.
Bro, did Monica just wingman us? Bro, let's go! Did Monica just fucking wingman us, bro?
I'm feeling a little out of it today, I suppose.
Don't worry about it. It was a pretty unbelievable situation. Yuri stands up suddenly after dawning to confirm she heard me.
If you two would excuse me for a moment.
She makes her way out of the classroom, turning down the right corridor, assumingly heading to the bathroom.
Sorry, assistant. Like, really trying to save that, but I didn't think you'd screw it up so bad.
Monica can only carry you so much, MC. You gotta be your own self a little bit. Don't worry. Wait a second. Don't try and sneak an insult in there. Monica giggles after being caught before turning back towards her desk.
Hopefully she gets back before Sayori finishes the errand I gave her. I'd hate to see the situation I set up go to waste.
Wait, set up? I try to inquire further, but Monica doesn't acknowledge me, or at the very least, doesn't hear me and returns to her work. Hanging around the room, I confirm Sayori's absence. So she called Sayori away to try and play matchmaker, huh? Well, I appreciate having time to talk to Yuri. I'm not sure how I feel about having forced into such a situation. About being forced in such a situation. Besides, what is she getting out of it? I just shake my head and try to dismiss the situation entirely from my mind. Keyword being, try. As I sit myself back into the desk, I find my eyes drift over towards Monica. Why would she go to such lengths just to make sure Yuri and I could speak? Didn't I already tell her I didn't want her help? Okay, Bug, I know you like the novel mode, but why is this in novel mode, but then the other part, when he's talking in his head, not in novel mode? I am confused. Did you just want to see what novel mode looked like? It's a bit more important. Okay. It's not like I don't appreciate having the opportunity to speak to Yuri. Actually, scratch that. I'm thrilled to have the chance to speak to someone as beautiful as her. Something about the way Monica went about it doesn't sit right with me. After our encounter on Friday, I find it hard to just look past the little things she does. Maybe I'm just paranoid. No matter how much I want to forget about it and move on, I can't find it in myself to trust her at all. Hope Sayori gets back soon. I'm starting to feel uneasy. Also, I thought it's a break of the monotony of reading via the text box. I see. I don't know, it just felt kind of weird to me. I was like, why did it just randomly change? Also, now why are we in an elevator? Oh, what is this? And suddenly we are now in an elevator. Yuri didn't end up returning to the club. Around 5 minutes after Monica spoke to me, Sayori came bursting back through the club door, having finished whatever it was Monica asked of her. Now I know what Drew was talking about when he was like, yeah, I play tested Bug's mod, and he was like, Bug really likes elevator music. Now I know what he's talking about. Monica didn't seem fazed by this, so I can only assume she wasn't too invested in setting me and Yuri up. Or maybe she didn't have too high of hopes for me. Natsuki, at some point between Yuri leaving and Sayori's return, left the club silently. So with no sign of Yuri, I grabbed my bags and waved goodbye to Monica as Sayori and I begin the walk home. It's a nice song, shut up. Bro, Bug's playlist be like, Bug fucking be in an elevator, and then he goes to the people who work there, and he's like, excuse me, what was that song that was playing in the elevator? I'd add it to my playlist. Stepping into the hallway, Sayori begins one of our usual meaningless conversations.
I'm glad you didn't upset Natsuki today. I was really worried you'd say something to her and make her cry, or leave the club.
Why are you acting like I was the aggressor? Because you sometimes were, you dumbass. Elevator music, it is on Spotify. Bro, Bug. You were there. You came at me first. If anyone's going to cry, it'll be me.
I know that, but you tend to be... What's the word? Revenge hungry?
Vengeful, but I'm pretty sure the word you're looking for is petty. And maybe I was in the past, but I'd like to think I've mellowed out a lot recently. Serious hesitation to answer speaks volumes for her opinion of me. What's with that hesitation?
You locked me in the living room with a mouse because I bought too much pizza.
That's a lighter sentence than you would have gotten in court.
You're going to sue me over pizza?
Maybe. I'll have to talk to my lawyers about the logistics.
Well, if I had to say one thing's changed about you, it's that you're quieter.
Quieter?
Yeah, in 10th grade, you used to spout lines like...
Yuri takes a moment to clear her throat, and she lightly pushes a bit of her hair in front of her eye, imitating my hairstyle.
High school's a cesspool of betrayal and hypocrisy.
Oh no, he was Fruits MC!
Everyone is just looking to backstab each other and get higher in the social food chain, all while singing the praises of friendship and camaraderie. You know, stuff like that.
Sounds less cool when you're the one saying it.
It never sounded cool.
I refuse to believe that. There's no way I used to sound as annoying as that. Well, I still feel that way, so I guess that hasn't really changed. I just don't voice thoughts like that anymore. Sometimes, but not that bad. You're not that bad with it. Sometimes, though. Sometimes, but you're not that bad. Like, if I were to compare this to Fruits MC, one thing I do like about this MC is I feel like he does the asshole MC better here. Because with Fruits MC, he's like, they play up the asshole too much to the point where I'm like, why are they friends with him? Where with this one, I feel like it's a little bit of a better balance to where it's like, it still makes sense as to why some of them are friends with him. I mean, it makes sense why Natsuki isn't friends with him. But it makes sense like why Sayori is. But even then, to some degree, I feel like Sayori's just friends with him because, well, Sayori likes him. I feel like if Sayori didn't like this MC, she wouldn't be friends with him. If she didn't have a crush, she probably would have, like, stopped hanging out with him for a bit. I feel like she honestly tolerates most of this because she likes him. Fruits MC's just Batman. He's not even Batman. Batman's the least likable. I used to call him Shadow the Hedgehog, but he's not even like good Shadow the Hedgehog. Like, he's not the Sonic Adventure 2 good Shadow the Hedgehog. He's like the fucking, like, Sonic Boom Shadow the Hedgehog. Who's like, you're a disgrace to hedgehog kind. That's who Fruits MC is like. Love is blind, love is stupid. Exactly, that's like, Sayori's only friends with him because she likes him, which makes sense, because, yeah, love is blind. Batman at least has Bruce Wayne, yeah, where he's likable. I just don't, yeah, I already read that.
How come? Did you suddenly realize how embarrassing it is?
No, but you're doing a good job showing me that right now. It's just that. Take a moment to think over my words, but I find it hard to exactly describe my feelings and end up settling with a half-assed answer. I stopped caring.
Oh. That feels sort of sad, somehow.
Sarah only gives a short response.
So you're getting into reading?
You have to feel a bit awkward with where the conversation has drifted and hastily tries to change the topic. I read plenty before.
But manga doesn't count, right?
That's a narrow-minded viewpoint, Sayori. I can't believe you'd be so intolerant. But, to answer your question, it's alright. I've only read our assigned books since the club began, though. I'll have to see if it's really for me.
You seem to be pretty enthusiastic about it. That other bag of yours is filled with books.
Other bag? I don't have a... As Sayori mentions this other bag, I look down to realize that I'm carrying 2 bags. Whose is... Pulling it closer to my face, I quickly recognize the cover of The Great Gatsby on top. You stole Yuri's bag, you fucker. Oops, this is Yuri's. Must have grabbed it without realizing. Come to think of it, it did say I grabbed my bags back there. That's a nice touch. Hold on, I need to go put this back. Sayori nods, and the two of us make our way back to the literature club. Reaching the club room, I attempt to slide open the door, but am stopped by the door's lock. Huh? Oh my god, he's too late.
What's up?
So I looked over my shoulder trying to see what's stopping me. It's locked. I attempt to look through the door's windows and grab Monica's attention, but find her would be completely empty. Why did Monica lock up and leave so quickly? She said if she's still in the club room, if she's still in the club room, then yeah. But you guys all left. Why would she still be in there? Actually, how did you do it so quickly?
Maybe since you took her stuff, Monica thought Yuri took her bags with her and decided to leave.
That is also true. I guess, but She was right there when Yuri left. Wouldn't she have noticed that Yuri didn't bring her belongings? Why didn't Yuri bring her? If anything, shouldn't we be worried about Yuri? Where the fuck is Yuri? Yuri's been gone for quite a while. She didn't even bring her stuff. Plus, why leave so quickly? Wasn't she busy? Once again, I simply have to shut off Monika's weird behavior. I guess you say weird behavior, but you're the one who stole a bag. I guess I'll go try and find Yuri. I walk past Sayori and start to make my way towards the stairs in the direction Yuri turned. You can go home without me. This will probably take a while. Is Yuri doing the pen? See, someone in chat asked that too. Is Yuri doing the pen? Yeah, is she doing the pen? Oh no. You can go home without me. This will probably take a while. I hardly make it a step before Sayori calls after me. Wait! I turn around immediately. Sayori's sudden change of volume having startled me. She seems uncomfortable, as if she wasn't expecting herself to be so loud, and I can't help but notice a somewhat desperate expression in her eyes. Sayori plays around with her fingers nervously before meekly speaking up.
I'll help too.
Alright. You can go look on this floor. I'm going to head downstairs to see if she's around there. Sayori opens her mouth as if to say more, but quickly closes it and simply nods before turning around and running down the hallway. I wonder what that was about. No one's acting a little odd today. First Yuri, then Monika, and now even Sayori. Yeah, jealousy. Yeah, it's jealousy, really. The only one who's in character is Natsuki, and her character sucks. That's a bug line right there. As I make my way downstairs to begin my search, I ruminate over a certain detail Sayori seemed to miss, or ruminate. Monika's stuff is still in the room. That was weird. My first guess is the library. Briefly remember Yuri's warning about the students looking for me. I realize they've probably all gone home already. Making it to the room, I open the door and find the library to be completely deserted, aside from a steel wire basket labeled returns. Why don't you remember that she said she went to the bathroom and, tell Sayori to check the Did you not remember that she said that she was gonna go to the bathroom? Be like, hey, Sayori, go check the bathroom. What? That was my only real guess. No, she just said, excuse me. Oh, okay. Did she just say, excuse me? Okay. I step inside and take a quick look around. I find Yuri hiding in some tucked away corner. Also, why would you check the library? Yuri said that she doesn't like hanging out in libraries. Ever since you sexually harassed her in it in one last time. Of course, that proves fruitless. I'd start racking my brain, trying to remember some small detail about Yuri that could give me a clue. And I slide down dejectedly against the wall. Unsurprisingly, a few days of interactions is enough to go off of. Best idea that comes to mind is to call her name and hope she responds. Yuri? Damn. Not sure what I really expected. No sign of her. I stand back up and stretch, feeling exhausted from the day's events. It's when I take a glance at the window that I notice a distinct blob of purple slipped around the corner of the school. That has to be her. Or Grimace. My money's on Grimace. But what is she doing outside? I know what other people are doing back behind the school, but would she also? There's just no way. With my interest piqued, I let curiosity lead me out the library and through the school's back exit. Grimace, no, he'll eat our McNuggets. Yeah, that's what he's doing back there. Grimace is just eating McNuggets. I walk alongside the school's building, kicking the various pebbles on the ground aside. As I slowly walk, a feeling of intrusion creeps up upon me. And just as I'm about to turn the corner, my feet stop moving. I'm overwhelmed with a desire to turn back. What am I so anxious about? Not like she's doing anything back here, right? Now the wave of anxiety overcomes me as I mentally verbalize that thought. I get the feeling that as soon as I turn this corner, I'll cross some sort of filter. And with that, I'll leave some sort of safe space that I can't return to. can't just stand here forever. Take a deep breath and take a step, swinging my body to the left before I can hesitate further. Looking ahead, I find a relatively small alcove in the school's outer wall. The walls of various other rooms surround the indentation, on all but one side, forming a room of sorts. It's in the middle of this indentation that I find Yuri, sat down against the wall, staring down at something in her lap. Yuri, what the fuck are you doing? You've just been sitting here for like the past like fucking almost an hour without your stuff. You taking a smoke? You pulling a tiff back here? You twist the object, looking at it with a mindless sort of intrigue. I step towards her, crushing grass and rustling the pebbles that litter the ground. The sound attracts Yuri's attention, who looks up toward me with a mindless sort of stare. She continues to stare me down as I slowly approach her. Yo! I slightly lift my hand up to greet her. Her only response is a small nod of acknowledgement and an unwavering stare down. Her gaze seems unfocused, like she's not looking at me, but the general space I occupy. What are you doing back here?
Not much. Just thinking. Why are you here?
She subtly covers up the object in her lap. I'm only able to make out a faint glint from a stray sunbeam shining down on it. You left your bag in the club room. Monica already locked up for the day, so I figured I should hand this to you myself. I extend my hand downward towards Yuri. She slowly reaches out and grabs a hold of the bag strap. She then carefully shifts through the items inside until finding whatever it is she wanted. Satisfied, she softly settles it next to her.
Thank you.
No problem. Despite having no other reason to stick around, I find myself lingering in front of Yuri. So, what are you thinking about? In the end, my own curiosity gets the best of me.
What Monica was talking about. Or more like what she actually means.
Huh? Yuri's words seem to be jumbled. In hindsight, that's fairly normal, but there's a mindlessness to her words this time. Yuri stutters or stops herself halfway through sentences, but she's usually able to articulate her thoughts fully when she takes a moment. However, there's no hint of those anxious characteristics. No nervous glancing, awkward hand gestures, or bubbling embarrassment. Only a faraway expression and an oddly relaxed tone. She was marginally more composed today than usual, but this is almost the exact opposite of her usual self. Oh, you mean about Sayori being worried about me? She was definitely overreacting. You were pretty concerned too, but Sayori was on a whole other...
Not exactly, but what she said to her beforehand. Remember what we told Monica before we started talking about our books? We told her she didn't have to act so formal in front of us, that a school club doesn't need that level of professionalism. But she looked as if she didn't hear us. She completely disregarded what we said, like the idea alone wasn't worth considering. It's strange how attached she is to that reliable president act.
You know, it's kind of weird, because, like, I like what Yuri's saying, don't get me wrong. Like, and I like that she's like, oh, she's too professional. Like, you know, like Monica acting professional. That makes sense. But, like, it's kind of weird that Yuri's the one saying this. Like, I don't know. I feel like it would make more sense if someone like Natsuki or Sayori said it. Because I'm like, Yuri, you're not that far off the whole professional thing. like obviously Yuri's slightly less professional in this mod than Monica is, but I would say just slightly. Try to make it have some sense. Give it a sec. All right.